All right, y'all, today we're going to be putting together my Red Dragon. Just going to show y'all all of the pieces. Now, as many of you already know, it starts off very simple with just a box, but I kind of have it slightly constructed already before we even start to put all of the other pieces together, but I'll still walk through that. So I have a PL mount on the front from wooden camera. Give you a chance to see that really fast. And then I also have the side handle already on here from Red. So you'll see I actually decided to go with, the actual handle that you can hold. I just felt like it was a little bit more comfortable. And of course you have all of your, action dials on here, your buttons where you can do a lot of different things. You have some custom buttons, a B, C, and a D inside here. And then you have a wheel in here too that you could do some custom functions with too. So I like that a whole lot, and that's why I went with it. I also already have the expander plate on the back of it for a V mount, and then you can see you also have your power, SDI, HDMI. You have your control cable, sync cable, a USB headphone, and audio input jack on the back as well. So that's where we're gonna start. All right, so let's run through some of the pieces really fast. I have the 14-30 DZO Picture Zoom 2.8. I have this entire kit with the wide, medium, and tight zoom, so I'm just using this one for today. Over here I have a small rig base plate with rails on it. That's gonna go on the bottom of the camera shortly. I also have a wooden camera top plate, and it passes power through as well, which is really cool, so you get a chance to still use one of your handles on the top from Red if you wanted to. For the top handle, I actually decided to go with a different one from Small Rig. It just was more space to be able to have a grip with your hand, because these cameras get heavy really fast, and you want to make sure you got some reasonable amount of space to be able to hold on to your camera, because last thing you want to do is drop something this expensive. And then I also added a mount on the front part of it, which is going to hold my Small Rig Cine 7 monitor. And since I already mentioned that will be this right here. We have our small HD Cine 7. You got two NPF battery slots on the back that can go there. You could do HDMI, SDI, it passes it through. And then I also have the cage on the side, just to kind of keep things as tidy as possible without banging up the monitor, because if you know about the Cine 7 or anything from Small HD really, it can get pricey very fast. For the mini mag, I just have a Red, I believe this is a 960 gigabyte right here. If you know about the DSMC2 line, these things are crazy price, but that's what I'm going to be using today for the assembly. I also have a little top NATO Rail from Small Rig that I'm going to add on top of the base mount plate. That's what the handle is actually going to plug onto. And then I have a Hypercore Neo 150 from Core, and that's going to be my V mount battery that I'm going to be using for power. And then lastly, this is I think it's a 4.7 inch monitor that comes from Red. I'm gonna actually be using this as a side monitor for my setup, so I'll show you that as well in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and start piecing a few things together. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and put the top plate on. So the top plate literally just mounts directly on top of the camera body, and it's gonna slide right into place. And then all I need to do then is use my tool, and I can just screw everything down right into the top of it. And I'll give you guys a chance to see that in a second. And I always make sure that I'm tighten them, but you don't want to use your He-Man Hulk Hogan strength to tighten up everything, because you might end up stripping something, or you don't want to over tighten stuff as well. So I just kind of twist until it stops giving, but I don't go too crazy with it. So yeah, that's the top plate right there. The thing I like about this plate is it gives me all of these extra mounting points on the side, as well as on the top. You have all of these other mounting points that you can use, and it still gives you some ventilation as well too for the top of the camera. So that's clutch. All right, so let's go ahead and add this NATO Rail. I'm gonna do that while I'm on top as well. And then we can screw this down. And all of this NATO Rail is gonna do, it's going to be the way that I'm gonna be able to connect the handle to the top of the camera. So now you can see where we are. There's just a little quick NATO Rail on the front. It's like a little lip that you'll be able to see the handle's gonna hold on to. But before we do the handle, let's go ahead and let's move this lens. I wanna go ahead and put the bottom plate on really fast. So you can see we have a few different mounting points on the bottom of it. So that's what we're gonna do now. So with this plate here, you can see that it's just like a little seated area right here. The camera snugs in that perfectly. This one was actually for the DSMC2 body, so it's this perfect fit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mount 2 screws. It's gonna keep it from twisting and adjusting. And then on the front of it, I actually added, you know, this little piece here to be able to have the rails on the front of the camera as well. So all we're gonna do is seat this in right here. You can see it's coming together really nice now. And I really like this plate. And down here, I get a chance to use, you know, my plate that's already on top of my tripod. And I really like the dovetail on the bottom of it. And then, you know, I have the rails here just in case the lens is too heavy. I could put some type of lens support right here on the rails, you know, extra monitor, whatever you want to use. And then that's the look from the other side. I also have these rosettes on the ends of the side, so I can add handles as well, which I have some of those also. All right, let's go ahead and finish building out. Let's do, I think I'm gonna do the side monitor now. So I use the red monitor on the side, and that gives me a chance if the camera's, you know, mounted somewhere, I could just stand on the side of the camera and still be able to see everything from this one side. So this camera gives you the option to mount it on this side. I can mount it on the top, or I can mount it on the other side. But what reason why I'm, you know, mounting it on the side is because I'm gonna use my 7-inch monitor up top. And once again, I do my best not to over tighten any of these. Last thing you wanna do is damage some of these screws, especially with this monitor, because they come already pre-drilled inside of that little mount. All right, so this is where we are now with it on the side. That's kind of like a front look, and on the other side. And a lot of times, you know, I could take it and just kind of flip it down like this and get it out the way until I finish building everything else out. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add this handle now. Like I said, this handle just takes like a little NATO rail. So all that does is snap on the top, and then I just tighten it down. Boom. And just like that, we could pick up the camera. Like a clean and simple look, but you can see it's still coming together like really fast. All right, so I'm gonna take the media, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to the camera really fast. It just snaps in on the side in the cartridge right there. Let's go ahead and add our lens into play. And once again, this is a PL mount. Now you can see where we are, and it's getting a little bit on the heavier side now. That's how it ends up looking from the side. Okay, and then the last and final piece, well, I guess I got 2 pieces. We're gonna add that small HD Cine 7 monitor, and I told you I have a mount on the end. All I do is screw it in. And then that monitor is like that. So now this is how we're looking. That monitor is pretty huge, honestly. But I can say the quality from it is, yeah, it's next level. Their monitors are very expensive, but they have a look to them. All right. And lastly, guys, we just adding that core battery on the back. And then this is the last look right here. Got your full rigged out camera, full build out. These are the angles so you can see how it looks from each side. I mean, I like it. You know, it is a workout still to use, but I feel like it's an overall clean look. Something simple. You know, if you want to pop on a prime lens, it'll be something that'll be super nice for you too. Okay. All right, y'all. Just want to show y'all my Dragon build and let y'all see all the pieces that I'm using for it. Hope this helps somebody out there. Y'all keep pushing, keep fighting. Stay on the positive vibes, and as always, good luck. Talk soon.